I'm Nithmi Ciara, and today we are at the BMICH, where we are celebrating everything there is to be a woman. Women in Need is now presenting their survey results back from 2019 of the survey that they carried out on technology facilitated violence against women and girls in Sri Lanka. And we will be presenting to you the findings now. Now I'm with the member of the Moratuwa Municipal Council as well as an attorney at law. This is of course Lihini Fernando. Hi Lihini.
Hi.
Alright, so first of all, now I know that you are well spoken when it comes to women empowerment, and this particular event speaks everything there is to be there about women empowerment. How are you feeling right now?
So first and foremost, I want to congratulate Women in Need Win for this fantastic research that they put out today. I think it's timely, and the points discussed, the facts that was disclosed are quite vital. And I hope that the lawmaking authorities, the Justice Ministry, that will transcend into these into laws, and not just laws, but not laws for the sake of laws, but laws that are actionable, but something that we see in practice. So one thing, as we celebrate Women's Day, we celebrate the woman, we celebrate the wife, the mother, but actually what we must also do is to ensure how the woman's rights are secured, protected, and how we celebrate the woman by giving her and ensuring her and creating that safe space for her to live. Because today what we see is gender-based violence, be it physical, sexual, mental, and not just the technology-based violence have increased. And this has sort of become normalized in society to a larger extent. But violence in any form is not acceptable, it's not justifiable, and it's not just women who should stand up against violence, but men should also come out and say that violence against women is wrong. We must respect the woman, we must respect the roles that we play, we must acknowledge what has happened in Sri Lanka is this whole gender segregation, the genderization of roles, the gender specific roles have drawn this whole connotation that a woman is this, but woman actually plays multiple roles, be it career, be it the mother, be it the wife, but are we acknowledging her? So it's just, I think as a society this transformation needs to come. The society in Sinhala we say akalpamaya sangvardhana, so how the approach, the outlook of recognizing a woman, that I think is what a real Women's Day should be. It's not just about celebrate. Yes, you must celebrate, acknowledge, and award the women, but we must take it a step further and ensure that their rights are secured, and that law authorities and authorities like the police, the judiciary that enforce the law are also aware of these factors.
Definitely. I don't think there is any reason to not go ahead with the actionable steps that we all can take as a community to kind of protect women's rights. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. Thanks.
Lovely. And now I am with the head of reforms and the coordinating secretary of the Ministry of Justice. That is, of course, Shamir Zawahir. Hi, Shamir.
Hi Nithmi.
Hi, so I want to ask you now, we are all here for the unveiling of the survey results. And is there anything that caught your eye, anything significant that you think kind of needs our attention, our full span of attention? Hold on, let me take that again. Is there anything that you think needs our full-fledged attention?
Yeah, I think everyone is aware of the issues that women face with technology and its related effect on violence. But I think today's program was more of an eye-opener to see how serious the issue was. And the statistics that it reveals are quite serious. And I think it's the way in which it happens and how easy it is for it to happen is something that today's program captured very well. Now, the ministry is looking at a lot of reforms in criminal law and those related to women, children, and the protection of them as well. And when it comes to the issue with regard to technology, I think it has made the problem more serious, and it's a little difficult to understand at the outset. But I think now, with organizations such as WIN stepping up, coming up with the research, setting out like sort of ground framework and putting the information out there, it makes it easier to get it into the reform agenda, because the stakeholder consultations have been done and it's coming with a proposal. So hopefully we will be able to incorporate what's been discussed into some level of reform going forward.
I hope so too, honestly. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And now I'm with Mr. Aritha Vikramasinghe, who is the Quality Director at iPro Bono. Hi Aritha, can you tell me a little bit about your affiliation with Women in Need?
Hi, I've been supporting Women in Need for the last several years. So ever since actually I moved back to Sri Lanka and worked as a lawyer, I've been supporting them with a lot of the pro bono work for the legal issues which a lot of their clients face.
Lovely. So I have two questions for you. First of all, I want to know about the proposal that has been submitted, and also about in the grander scheme of things, what you hope to accomplish with the event that we had here at BMICH today.
I think it was very clear from the report that was submitted and presented today that cybersexual violence and many forms of cybercrimes, especially against women and young girls, is quite prevalent. And actually, I think that's the second pandemic which we've had over the last few years, this pandemic of violence against women. Of course, it's very, very important to know what the problem is and how prevalent the problem is, but it is also important to present some concrete solutions. So something which we presented today was actually a draft penal code reforms on what new criminal provisions can be introduced to address violence against women. We've actually, for the last 1.5 years, we've had several consultations with women's groups, child groups, LGBT organizations, feminist organizations, and we put together proposals on how a new law will look like to address a lot of these issues, especially around cybersexual violence. So that is what we presented, and we hope that the Justice Ministry will be considering them seriously, and the Justice Minister looked very committed to resolve the issues that were discussed today, and that now that we have presented that solution, we hope that we will see the solution passed soon.
Honestly, as someone who works in this field myself, all I can say is that all we can do is work and hope.
Yes, we need to work, hope, and we also need to make sure that the work has impact, and that there are results. A lot of people here, we've been working very hard for a long time, and I think if we're actually going to resolve these issues, we need to have our work have the kind of impact and the results that are needed, so that actually this cycle of violence against women at least can curtail, or at least there's some redress to justice and some access to justice to victims of violence.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Thank you so much, Aritha.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
I have with me Asela Vaidyalankara, who is a cyber security expert. Hi, Asela.
Hi, Netmi. How are you?
I'm great. I am just really, really excited and empowered to be at this event today because personally, as a woman, I have undergone certain things on the cybersphere myself, right? So can you tell me a little bit about how you have contributed to this survey as well as the results that have come out of it?
First of all, I think kudos to Women in Need for doing what they do. And really, as the minister himself said, to documenting some of these things which we knew ourselves, given our experience in out there dealing with society. We knew that these things were prevalent. We knew these were the main factors. But good on them, and kudos to them to document that and understand the severity of the problem. And for that, they should be commended, as they've always done. Secondly, my contribution is to provide the technological impetus, to provide the technology point of view on how we can educate, how we can empower, because certainly when you look at women, they are disproportionately affected in cybersecurity related incidents as well, in terms of their privacy being violated, in terms of their details being shared, or images, explicit images. So many situations, unfortunate situations like that. So what I'm here to do is to make sure that I have given them the technological impetus, how we can run the awareness in terms of women. For example, I'll give you a very quick example. When a woman gets into a relationship, one of the first things they do is share their social media passwords with their partner. And this is sort of like a rite of passage now for especially young girls. And when you talk to them, they do not understand the gravity of that action and the importance of your personal password and importance of having your privacy within your social media. And what we see time and time again is when a relationship does go south for some reason or the other, or the relationship needs to be terminated naturally, the exploitation happens immediately because the access to that data and that information is there. And this is not only for social media. I've seen enough and more times they have access to their work emails sometimes, and it could be absolutely damaging and detrimental. So these are some of the technical cybersecurity related aspects that I was happy to contribute and to shape that conversation. And in fact, I was happy to join WIN in one of their talks about this particular report, and how from a technology point of view that we can really shape the conversation and get the awareness going.
Wonderful. And I am super, super happy to know that you are a part of this, using your knowledge for the betterment of the community. I have one more question, right? So as a cybersecurity expert, do you have any advice to anyone, a young girl watching us right now, who is on social media, who is speaking to strangers, maybe accepting friend requests from strangers, maybe a few things that they can keep in mind when they are using social media, just to be more aware of what's out there?
I think it's consciousness in terms of what you're sharing online. And I think the awareness should be given that when something is out there online, the ability for you to roll that back is very limited. And this is what we see time and time again. So if you share something, or you say something, or you do something, they say what is on the internet is forever. And this is the problem that we are seeing time and time again. So if anyone's watching right now, what I urge you to do is stop oversharing. If you feel that there's some information or something that's important to you, ensure that it's with you and it's shared in an offline environment, at least. In terms of your privacy and your security, always update your social media settings, share that, keep reviewing that. And one last piece of advice I can give everybody generally, but certainly whoever is watching now, is as you change your toothbrush, change your password. Keep changing it regularly, because that way you have their discipline in ensuring that your cyber security is protected and your personal privacy is also protected. So keep reviewing your settings, keep changing your password, and keep double checking what you share online.
Thank you so much. And now I am with an infamous gender activist, Kapila Rasnaika. Hi, Kapila.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. So, first of all, as an activist in gender, and of course, seeing what has been unveiled here, do you have any thoughts about the survey results that we heard inside right now?
I think it's all about like how this patriarchal society is structured. For men, we not teach them properly, like from the beginning of the childhood, like how to respect a person. We always say like how to respect elders, how to respect religious leaders, how to respect politicians, but we not tell them like how to respect others. Then when it comes to social media and the cyber, they're not aware like what is my role towards respect. So that's the main thing. I feel like men, even women, even young girls and boys, they should reflect what is my action towards respect. So because we saw a lot of, this through this research also, how violence exists. Like it's very very difficult to understand sometimes, like how perpetrator, like acting as not as a human but as a violator to violate another person's rights. So therefore I think men and boys, I invite men and boys, join us and just reflect our actions together, what we are putting on social media, and what is our responsibility when it comes to social media engagement. So just reflect those stuff. Respect is very important. So that's the message I want to give to all the men and boys here.
Thank you so much. I think that's a very important message. And with respect, any kind of door is open.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
The results are out and it's time for action. This concludes the unveiling of the results of the survey conducted by Women in Need. This was, of course, on technology-facilitated violence against women and girls in Sri Lanka. To find out more information, please log on to all the social media platforms that Women in Need offers, as well as their web application 264. It's been a pleasure being at BMICH. Thank you.